Yes, it's a beautiful afternoon, my people, and welcome to another impactful edition of Nigerians of Youth Forum, right here on Vicinity 95.3 FM, Kejile Ijisha. I am your host, Paul Eteng.
And right here is Oluwa from Care Israel.
Yes, welcome on the show, and today we are talking about a very serious issue that affects the future of our generation. Can you tell me
Mm.
what's
What affect the future of our generation?
what do you think affects the future of our generation?
Lots of things. And one would be we not paying attention to our society, knowing what we can offer the society. And we know we are the products of our environment, and if we're not paying attention or contribute to it, it continues to diminish. So that's
Yeah.
one. Generally, that's what I would say.
Generally, yes.
Mm.
Like you said, there are many
Yeah.
um, issues that affect the future of our generation. But today,
Mm.
we would be talking about a very interesting topic,
Mm.
which says, do Nigerian youth rely too much on government instead of creating their own opportunities?
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of times
Mm.
government is not doing this, government is not doing that. We complain.
Yeah.
So do you feel Nigerian youths rely too much on government instead of creating their own opportunities?
Well, it's in two ways. Like there's no way we will not rely on government, but for some things, but we're
Mm.
not supposed to depend on the government, to find a way out of us meeting our needs or problems. The government has its part to play, but we are the major player in this.
Yeah.
It concerns us more. The only thing I'd say, you should rely on the government on is where government gets to create an environment for my business to thrive.
Yeah.
Because there are some plans and policies of the government that may affect, my day-to-day life, activities, work, and business. So if government is fulfilling that, the rest is on my shoulders. I have to find a way. So somehow I think a percentage, will not say generally all youths depend on the government or rely on the government, but some percentage of youths believe government is is responsible for you. No,
Yeah.
government is not responsible for you. You're responsible to yourself.
This is
Like
true.
whatever you want to be. And this is the thing. We always think it's because it's the kind of society where we find ourselves. That's why life is not good for us. If you're a lazy person, you're not productive, you don't have plans, you don't have goals, you don't have vision for your life. Even if you find yourself in the best society, you may never thrive.
That is
Hmm.
true. That is true.
Because if they provide you a job, they give you, okay, come, this
Mm,
is a job for you. If you don't have the skills, to
so,
meet the demands of that job,
yes,
you're useless.
yes, that is true. And skills, opportunities. A lot of people, when they say rely on government,
Mm.
a lot of people want the government to do everything for them, provide jobs.
Mm.
You know, we can create our own jobs.
Mm-hmm.
We can create our own opportunities.
Mm.
And yeah, I've seen situations where people will be like, on the government is not fine. Unemployment.
Mm.
They say the rate of unemployment is high in the country.
Mm.
But this shouldn't stop us from creating our own opportunities.
Mm.
Nowadays, if you go online,
Mm.
most people now you say patronize me, patronize me,
Mm-hmm.
patronize me. Once upon
Mm-hmm.
a time, people you hardly see people posting their business online.
Yeah.
What they sell. But
Mm.
nowadays, you see a lot of young people, a lot of youths
Mm.
posting. I sell this, I sell that.
Mm.
Patronize me, patronize me, patronize me. Now, no one is looking at the government. Nobody is looking at the government. Fine, people want to work in the government, in a government organization,
Mm.
but we're creating our own opportunities. We
Mm.
cannot rely all on the government
Yeah.
to create these opportunities for
Because
us.
even the government ministries, agencies, and departments cannot take all the whole
You can't
population.
take all the whole.
Let's say all the active population, we have 60% out of 200 million people in Nigeria. Let's say over 100 million is active or is in the category of people who are actively participating in their contributing to the economy through their work or whatever. So how is a government supposed to fill in, 100 million into its ministries, departments, and agencies? So even if you're seeking government employment, we cannot take all of us.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where private, organization come in, and private organization also, they have their own, pitfalls. Like they have their own challenges. They can't just take anybody. They want to have the best hands.
The best, yes.
Even why they don't get to, pay the best, but they want to have the best, and at least they know that even if we're paying this, we know whatever we're giving is justifiable.
Of course.
So for private, public sectors, they can't take us all.
That-
So we have to find a way, to
To-
earn a living.
Yes, yes. They say according to the youth, the Nigerian youth, they say the population of Nigerian youth is over 70 million.
17 million.
Yes, and formal jobs are simply not enough to absorb everyone,
Yeah,
like you
thank
said.
you for saying formal job.
Formal
All of us
job.
want to, put on this
You understand? And a lot of people don't know that.
white collar jobs, blue collar jobs.
Yes, and a lot of people don't know that this business that fine, start up a business is not easy.
No.
It's you have to keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. But from that business that you're doing can take you far.
Yeah.
You understand? It can take you far. There are so many skills that I feel youth should learn. A lot of people don't want to learn a skill. They'll be like, how much will I make from the skill? Everyone wants to work in the government. Fine, we all want to.
Yeah, the fear is, when you start, starting a business is not easy.
At all.
So it's the fear of, will I make success if I start this business? How long will it take to grow? When will I start balling? So that's the thing. We all don't think about, giving it our best and giving it your sweat, blood, and tears, but
Yeah.
just about the reward. You've not even started working yet, so thinking about reward. For even the organization you want to go to there to work, they all have put in something
Yeah.
to lay the foundation for what you're seeing today, and you're looking to work there. So you too, fine, to start a business is not easy, but for fear of will it collapse, will it
Will it-
survive, let me just seek employment out
Yeah.
there instead of venturing into something and I will fall back to point zero. I tell you, if you have what it takes and you believe in yourself enough, you can do something, and you make it. Even people who are employed still have other side hustles because they believe one day I'm going to fall back on something.
Yeah.
So what do I fall back on?
Even the people that are working in government, they have
What do
they
I
have
fall back?
business,
Uh-huh,
They
yeah.
have their own business.
So what
you
do I
understand?
fall back on? What if this is not, sometimes our job is not guaranteed. There's this thing,
Yeah.
there's this thing they call it, So what do I fall back on?
What do I do?
So for me, even paid employment and people who are doing business and doing good, I tell you, you have it because it's your business.
Yes.
You know where you're headed. But the future of a company, you don't know it, because if the owner comes today and say, I want you all out of my business,
Yes.
what are you going to do? You're
Yeah.
going to sue him.
You have no choice. Of course, it's his business, You can join the conversation on our Facebook, and also the phone lines are open on 0813-237-1268, 0813-237-1268. You can call us and tell us, do you think Nigerian youth rely too much on government instead of creating their own opportunities? All of us want to work in an oil company. They say oil company, money. Government.
Yeah,
NNPC
I
to work
remember after its service, people were sending all these Total. Oh, let me not mention the brands. This oil, this big private oil companies, and I felt like feeling. I'm like, for real? I have faith in myself, no doubt. Yeah. But at this point, all these things, now leg.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. Though we tried, we just say let's even try. Let's see. Maybe we'll be shortlisted.
We'll be shortlisted.
I mean, they're not shortlisting. We go on the long list. They're not tear the long one.
You already have yeah,
on the long list.
they already have their list. So,
Yeah.
but it's not still bad,
Yeah,
trying.
sometimes, but people do try individually
Of
and they
course,
get you
of
because
course.
when you have a lot to offer, they be like, "Come, this one,
Mhm.
it's exceptional. It's an exceptional case. Let's look into
I
it."
know skills is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
To have a skill is very important because your skill can actually get you that job, not because of your qualification. You understand?
True.
You can see someone that has a first class,
Mhm.
a second class upper, and let's say maybe a tutu. You understand? Or even you that has a tutu, because of that skill, you understand? Because of that experience. Okay, fine. Uh, I know you can just like you want to apply for a job. Let's say the job requires, let's say, an IT, you're an IT person,
yeah.
you learnt it, through your skill, or you're good with, all these graphic designs and
Yeah.
all, you understand those skills that you
Web
learnt
design.
for long, and then you have a job opportunity, and the person that actually graduated with a first class does not really have
Well, yeah.
what it takes. You understand? It's because of the fact that you have this skill makes you to get that job. It's not
Yeah.
because you are the best.
Yeah,
Like
because
I
the
always
skills get the work done,
Yes.
not the qualification.
exactly like I always say. Sometimes you see people that graduate with maybe second class, lower, pass, a third class, doing very well, not because of the fact that they are not smart. It might be one or two circumstances that happen, you understand, that made them to graduate with that degree. That is why if you notice, you see them when it's time to work, you see them they put in their effort and they do very well. They have the skills. You understand? So relying on government to provide jobs, we can create our own jobs. No matter how little it is. I mean, everything big starts little.
Yeah.
Like
true.
you said, like you rightly said, we always want to have the result immediately
Yeah,
we
the-
start.
yeah, yeah.
You
we want to
understand?
start
We
the
want to
results.
start
We
and
want-
get the
yeah,
result immediately,
so
but
you
it's,
can post on
of course, yes, so
on the
that
internet that I started this business 2 years ago. Now I'm a multi-millionaire. Yeah, that time will come.
Mhm.
And this is the problem we all have as young people. We're all about how you want people to see you, and you're not about meeting a need, solving problems.
problems.
You just want to show people out there that you're balling, you're successful. But a lot of people who have gone ahead of us, people who are doing so great today, they don't display it.
They don't display,
Success is
yeah.
all written all over you.
all over
If
you.
you
Of course.
succeed, we all know it. If you succeed at what you do, we will all figure it out. But we just like to play this, I want to show my flamboyant lifestyle.
Yes, youth, and it's common with youth. You hardly see those. I'll call them.
Look at Mark Zuckerberg. He doesn't flaunt anything. What is there to flaunt? We all know he's rich. He's got money.
You
Doesn't
understand?
have
those
time.
Those are the. If you actually look at it, this youth, we love to, we love to show off a lot. We love to show off. We love to, like you said, this flamboyance lifestyle.
Yeah, display this
You know, there's a difference between rich and wealthy. I noticed that wealthy people don't actually flaunt their wealth that much. You understand? They don't flaunt it. They don't have time. It's the rich people. You understand? When I say the rich people, you know them. Those ones are original. There's a difference between rich and wealthy. Wealthy is generational wealth.
Yeah, your
Rich
generation
is
was
just
yeah,
you
rich,
did something
maybe.
and then
Yeah,
you,
money,
you
yeah.
understand the money comes,
Yeah, something
you
just
have
blew
enough.
you up.
Exactly. Those are, if you actually notice, those are the ones that actually always show their flashy lifestyle, always posting this and that. I mean, these are the things that will now make youths on the internet to God when to do things that they're not supposed to do. You understand now? And sometimes what even annoys me is the fact that you see some people that didn't even get their money legitimately
Yeah.
who will try to belittle those ones that are working, getting their money in a legitimate way.
Yeah.
You understand? And then they try to to look down on those ones that
Yeah,
actually put, and then this gives
they'll even be giving you motivational quotes. Work hard,
work
make
hard
sure you go late to bed, wake up early. This is how I made it. True illegitimate
and
means.
legitimate. Like there's
One of
one.
my friends will always say, please, I'm not earning rubber salary, so please don't demand things from me anyhow. No, I don't just go somewhere and take people's money
Of
and run
course.
away. Like, I work for my money, I earn it. So you don't expect me to just throw it
Throw
everywhere.
it,
Like,
exactly.
which one be rubber salary? You say, African rubber salary. I don't get rubber
Yes, no,
salary.
because there's this one of this. I won't mention his name. He was very popular on the internet, and he was always posting a lot of
Yeah,
flashy
yeah,
lifestyle. You understand? Posting different expensive cars and those brands, those expensive brands, and then a lot of people, a lot of youths, even those that are making their money in a legitimate way, and sometimes in fact he spoke down on some artists that are actually working hard, to get down, and he felt he was so pompous and all. At the end of the day, it's the whole world. He was arrested. You understand? He was arrested in a foreign country
Yeah.
because of, he's a youth. You understand? Now, those people that are actually making their money in a legitimate way, they'll feel it's like I'm not doing enough. You understand? Or some people will be like, I want to be like so person. I want to be like him. I want to, you understand? I want to ride those expensive cars and wear those flashy designer wears.
Yeah, that's because we really do not understand what it means to succeed. What's the definition of
Yes.
success? Success is you finding a path and creating something for the society, impacting the society in a way where you get to commercialize whatever talent you're putting out there, whatever gift you have or skills you have. You commercialize it, you make profits from it, and you are meeting a need, solving a problem, and this is making money for you. And then you just look at the wealthy people in the world. They are solving problems, but youth of these days are not solving problems. They just want to make money.
You just want to make
People
money.
who are wealthy are not about making money. They're about meeting a need, helping the society. When Dangote came up with his refinery, it was not about money. It's about, let's create a local industry where we can refine petrol for Nigerians to buy
Nigerians,
petrol
yes.
cheaper.
Yes.
And he made that, but that does not mean he will not make money because
course.
it's not free. It's not running an NGO.
Mhm.
So he's making money via that network and other things. That's why you see wealthy people that keep generating, we call it generational wealth. They are about solving a problem. But with solving this problem, you have to pay for it. I'm
pay for
helping
a
you.
lot.
I'm doing something for you, so you pay for it. That should be how we get to measure success. Success is not just we making money. Where did you make the money from? That's why it's easy for some people to just jump on anything and say, as much as it's money, after either it's legitimate or it's not legitimate. Let me
Yes.
just have that money.
That
Just
money.
having money is not success, my bro. It's just you splashing and throwing money at our face. We don't count that as success. Success is you doing something and then making and earning a living that you're helping the society meet a need or
society,
solve a
yes.
problem or contribute to this society.
Yeah, of course.
And then we can say, yes, you have succeeded in helping our lives. But if you are not helping our lives, that is not success.
Of
Go and sit
course.
down, please.
Yes, now I know they say there are thousands of young Nigerians that are doing amazing things without waiting for government. Some are self-taught tech experts, fashion designers,
Yeah, we know
photographers.
them.
You understand? Even agropreneurs and digital marketers. We have
Yeah.
a lot of youths that are into fashion, photographers. Okay, nowadays, I remember once upon a time, we used to say, photographers, you don't make money.
When
Yeah,
we're growing up, those God, have mercy. When you see photographer, you won't play for your children to be photographers.
Yes, now.
Because they say, Uncle, he's 250
He's
now. My
too-
money is 250. I will not take
Photographers
200
will
though.
fight you.
But photographer, when they fight you, they cry.
Then you feel like,
wow.
photographer. Let me just
They
use
work
this
as
one. We don't rate photographers.
Yeah.
Then we don't
Thank-
rate them.
Thank God to evolving technology.
Thank
you
God
know.
for-
It
you
makes
understand?
photography look much more good. There's
Yes.
looking better.
And something. Then the kind of pictures they take are all these, the one that you
you
stand
go
straight,
prints,
and there's all this portrait type that
Yeah,
you can.
just
But nowadays,
yeah.
it just
The
takes
way they
how
create it,
it's the same camera, but it takes how you
yeah,
do
the-
your
the more
redesign your own.
creative,
You understand? Be
yeah.
more creative. Exactly.
Mhm.
Now we have so many photographers now
Mm.
that are making waves like
Mhm.
events. You see them, they charge. Some of them can charge up about
Yeah,
500,000, 1 million, 2
Yeah,
million.
millions,
You understand?
yeah, yeah.
Millions because of,
Mhm.
and you pay. You
Mm.
understand? So now we won't say Nigerian youth are relying solely on the government. I mean, there
No.
are so many
Mm.
Nigerian youth
Yeah,
that
they're
are
making-
making names for themselves, you know,
Yeah.
doing very well in the industry. So, and those ones, they should keep encouraging other youths to
Mm.
to do well, to not to
Mm.
focus on the government. If you graduate from school, you should
Mm.
learn a skill. You can,
Mm.
I mean, you too can be successful just like them.
Mm.
So yeah, so that's all we can take on the show. On Youth Forum, it was an amazing time, you know, discussing. And as youths, sometimes it's always good to encourage ourselves, to tell
Mm.
ourselves the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am Paul Etting, and the executive producer of this show is Yaya Deshola Salami.
Oluwafunke Israel. Ah, thank God. You know, let me just say this before we go on the show. Especially when those photographers come to deliver pictures and people are not around. Maybe you don't have money to pay. Say, tell us how no day. You feel, you see tears. So I mean, why this uncle? Because that photographer is already praying that I meet this uncle, give him his pictures, you know, and I take my money because this is what I used to use to lunch this
Yes.
afternoon. And they say the uncle is not around. You just stand on the say, uncle, are you
I know.
waiting? I will wait.
I know that time photo editing was not that
Yes.
serious. So, as it's not, it's what they will give.
It's what they will give you. Oh, you see shadows, plenty of shadows. God, it's time for us to go. No, I won't care. Till we'll call you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.